Chapter 5. Escape. The Kamedake had been missing for 3 days. Ryoko brought the ship to a Daruma Guild outpost and camouflaged it as a trading vessel. She sold goods to the space pirates trying to capture the Kamedake in hopes of gathering information. The supplies she brought were flying off the shelves. On the bridge of her ship, she was watching information coming in when Eri contacted her. "You look troubled." "I'm worried. Don't forget who's on board that ship with Sana." "I'm sure they're fine. Besides, look at this," Ringo said from the other side. Data came up showing a rapidly growing number of ships damaged by the Kamedake. That has to be the highest number of pirate ships ever destroyed by one ship. I can't wait to get the Kamedake back. The data it must be acquiring with this trip will be amazing. Please get Sana back soon. "I want that data," Eri said. "We still can't go into that territory en masse, but we are doing our best to monitor the area with what we have," Ringo told her. "I have a feeling this is going to cause a big fuss by the time it's all over." "Even so, I worry about them being pushed to their limits. I wonder how they're doing. Are you okay, Sana?" A man came into Sana's bedroom where he was laying on his big bed. "You haven't slept in 3 days, unlike the rest of us." But Sana had been tasked with choosing their evasive routes, but that only led to him constantly encountering more pirates. "This is the first time I've been in your bedroom here. This is an odd room." It was a bed with a canopy in a room with erotic indirect mood lighting. "It's just what I'd expect from Mary," Amain said as she went from sitting on the edge of the bed to lying next to Sana. "Are you sure you're okay, Sana?" "I'm sure, Amain." He could sense a change in tone in Amain's voice. "Hey, Sana." "Yes. It's about time." Amain reached her hand over Sana's chest and slowly went down towards his crotch, which throbbed with Amain's touch. "About time for what?" Kariko asked as she grabbed Amain's hand right before it got to Sana's crotch. "Go away, Kariko." Amain's tone returned to normal. "This is an emergency. We should refrain from doing any unnecessary activity," Kariko said argumentatively. Sana hurried to hide his bulge with a blanket as the two shot each other looks. "What are you even doing in Sana's bedroom, Kariko?" "Sana, here, take this." Kariko ignored her and gave Sana a bottle of water. The water had algae powder in it that provided the necessary vitamins and electrolytes they needed. It was farmed using the ship's septic tanks and provided for emergency use, but wasn't very good tasting. The ship would have normally also have an emergency food generator that recycled excrement into food, but the Kamedake was never intended to need it as a test ship, so it hadn't been installed. "I'm sorry, Sana, but it's all I can give you today." Usually the captain was given a full meal regardless of the situation, but they were out of food. "Sana, are you okay with drinking that?" Amain asked. "After a while you get used to it. It kind of tastes like unsweetened tea from back at home." "Really?" "Amain, you should go back to your own room," Kariko said. Fine, she left. Kariko got into bed with Sana like Amain had before. "Sana-chan," she said with the same tone Amain had. With Amain he had been able to resist temptation, but Kariko was much too hard for him. "Kariko?" The expression on Kariko's face as she approached was that of a woman in heat. Sana wanted to pounce right on top of her, but he didn't succumb to temptation. He knew she was right, and that they should refrain from wasting energy. "Sana-chan." Kariko moistened her lips. "Hey, I'm sorry, but I forgot to." "Kariko," Amain said, surprised as she came back in the room. "Amain, were you just pretending to leave so you could come back?" "Well, But soon Sana was snoring as his exhaustion caught up to him. NB came in. "Kariko, you are needed on the bridge. The 3 operators were yelling at me." "Fine. On it." She got up and left. Amain went to get into bed with Sana. "Amain, please go rest in your own room." Okay, fine." After they left, NB changed into Kerchi and covered Sana with a blanket. She thought to herself about something as she watched him sleep. "I'm going to tell you 3 what I told Amain. Don't make me use any more energy than necessary right now." "Oh wow, someone's in a bad mood," Jaya Kiran said. "Don't fuck with me right now, Jaya Kiran." "I'm not Sana." "You and Amain were fighting over him, weren't you?" "Humph." Kariko turned and walked away from her. Jaya Kiran got a glimmer in her eyes. "You know, if it were me, I'd be willing to risk exhaustion to be with Sana. That would be the ultimate final happiness for me." What a corny thing to say. It suits you. I'm sure you'd love to fuck till you die. If you weren't Sito's underling, I would crush you. Kuriko clapped back. Careful, I might have the pirates throw you out of an airlock if worse comes to worse. Their emergency plan was to surrender to the pirates and then have Hakuren's group overtake the pirates' crew. Since they were Sito's people, they and the package took safety and survival priority. Well, hopefully we can keep on like this. We've managed to avoid any pirates for a while now. I wonder what Eri would say if we handed over the ship to the pirates. Alan and his three sent their chairs down to their room to escape the two's conversation. Fuck. Why the hell are we doing this again? Because we're broke and in debt. Even so, this is not what I signed up for. Are we going to let them treat us like this? Alan said, throwing a water bottle at Barry. Well, we are the ones responsible for this. I don't care, I'm hungry. The others have had special training to endure this. What do you plan to do about it? It's not like there's some secret stash of food lying around. We should negotiate with the pirates. What? Shh, be quiet. They might be listening in on us. Alan covered the other two guys' mouths. Okay, but are you serious? Do you really think we have a chance of escaping this way? No, we're going to die if we don't. Okay, but how? They want that thing we're shipping. That's treason. That's not treason, it's negotiating. If we negotiate the safe release of the Kamedake, Jurai will be indebted to us for life. Not only will they pay off our debts, we can ask for money from the pirates and use it to move to our own places in the faraway reaches of the galaxy. Really, Alan? Do you have any other backup plans? We could sell them Jaikirin? Alan, how can you even suggest that? Fine, so if we get the package, how do we even contact the pirates? Leave that to me, idiot-sama. NB. NB had come in and joined in on the conversation unnoticed. I can get it, and I can contact the pirates for you. 3 hours later, the guys were surrounded by pirate girls who were ogling them and feeding them steak. I never expected things to go that smoothly. Thank you, Alan. This was the best idea ever. You're welcome. And thank NB too. Gazura was watching them from the bridge. They sure know how to pick M in the GP. What were the conditions they gave? An officer asked. What do you want? Safety and money, and the safe release of the Kamedake. Well, I can do the first two for you guys, but the last is a bit difficult. Well, you know, the Kamedake is basically out of food right now, so add that in and you're good. Alan, what are you doing? You said we were going to save the Kamedake. You guys are right. Throw in some hot babes and we will forget all about the Kamedake. Gazura finished playing the recording of the negotiations to the officer on the bridge. They seem to only be on board because they're the idiots who started the Ryoko Balta fan club. They raked up a huge debt, and they're just trying to pay it off. I can understand why no one else would want to work with Mr. Yamada given his history. I agree, we're lucky the GP was desperate in picking their staff, so is the package genuine? Gazura gave a signal to the girls. They distanced themselves from the idiots and drew guns on them. What's going on? That package was a fake. Gazura came in to say. It had taken time to get inside and verify things. A fake? What kind of a joke is this? Gazura threw the box at Alan. He opened it and inside was a dildo. This was what Sito is having us deliver. Alan stared at it confused and upset. How can you tell it's not the real one? Aren't all of these things, well, fake? Do you even know what was supposed to be in there? No. Well, too bad. Congrats. You're now our hostages. Hey, don't blame us. Blame that NB guy. Alan grabbed NB and handed it to Gazura. Here, take this. This should be worth our safety. This is Seina's personal NB. It was made by Eri herself. Gazura's mood changed. Is that so? I guess that is worth something. Screw those three, I have something I would like to negotiate with you in private. NB said. Shut up, NB. Can't you see we're in the middle of negotiations here? I'm sorry, sometimes it says stupid things, it's quirky like that. Be quiet, you three. Take them to a cell. I'm taking this thing with me. The girls dragged off Alan's trio. Gazura went back to the bridge. I'm going to change shape now. Please do not shoot me. NB said, and then it changed into Kirchi. Gazura was stunned by the beauty of the transformation. You. I've seen you somewhere before. Aya. That's Kerchi, an operator yelled. Maya. Sito watched as Ryuoki left Jurai and headed up into the stratosphere. Around her others cried and waved goodbye. Did you say Kerchi? Another operator turned around to look at her. He was a big fan. Is this for real? Kerchi was an AI with no body. It would have been extremely hard for someone to have faked her form, and she was so famous that if her data had been leaked, everyone would have known. The operator performed a scan on her. That's definitely the original. The program is reading 100% accuracy. But didn't she go missing? I only know about her because my kid is obsessed with her, but I watch her show with him because she's not half bad to look at. Wow, this is the first time I've seen an idol up close. The ship's crew circled to look at her. Kerchi was embarrassed by the attention. Will you guys shut up? I'm trying to figure out why she's here. The pirates shut up. So anyways, what the heck is a pretty young thing like yourself doing here of all places? Oh, that. I'm here to tell you that long-range communications on the Kamedake were down, so I just hacked into your system and sent out a distress signal. God damn it. Find that signal and block it. No, Gazura said angrily. You're quite the brave one. Tell me, why would you pull such a gambit? Kerchi was betting that they wouldn't hurt her because she was not only a famous idol, but also Seina's NB, which contained valuable information. Because if I didn't, my captain would suffer. Sir, there is no sign that any communications have been sent. Perhaps she's bluffing. Hey, you over there, what about you? Nothing here either. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Even if you did send out a distress signal, Jurai isn't about to send one of their ships out here, and neither is the Academy. Jurian royal ships were the equivalent of nuclear weapons. There was no way they would send one out to such a disputed area as this one. They could bring one in for transportation purposes, but if they attacked, it could cause a war to break out. Gazura looked at Kerchi closer. He blushed. Why are you looking at me like that? I recognize that biometal you're made of. Oh, yeah, I've seen that stuff in porn before. That's so weird. Kerchi blushed. The entire crew forgot about the situation that was going on and began talking about porn. Kerchi turned bright red. Oh man. There was this one time I met this girl and I swear she looked just like. Boom. The ship shook. Something was firing at it.